Welcome. Welcome. So I'm the only one that the minute it jumps on my camera, I'm like the only one you see. Unless I start it like this and I go. Bring us peace, baby. Eagle is flying high. Touching the roof of what we see is the sky. And then the introduction would start like this.
Are you reeling in the years? Stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the keys? Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years?
Reeling in the years, meaning the years are not going up, they're going down. We're in a ball right now. You can only go around. The time can only go around. That's the only way it can go. It never goes up. It goes back to the beginning again. So what am I going to get to next? Everything can be done. From this point on, the only thing that I am nervous about is to forget what I just did 5 minutes ago. And it's not because of what I did 5 minutes ago. It's 5 minutes ago every time you go forward 1 second. That's the second you lost 5 minutes ago for the rest of your life. So whatever you lost now, that's what I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to do what I do. Because I found so many new areas in time, especially in time right now. Like right now, anybody right now, okay, who is 96 years old, okay, in the real structure of time, okay, if I would put it exactly the way it should be, if we ran everything by omega, they would only be 64 years old. And they would be even younger than that, because my time in metric is 90 seconds instead of 60. So again, you have to split that by 1.5, so they wouldn't even be 64 years old. They'd only be about, what is that equal to? 60 instead of 90. So that would be 45 instead of 60. So they'd be 45 years old, okay, 45 years old instead of 96. And 45 is the X. There's 5 dots on the X. Every dot is worth 5, okay? And how do I know they're all worth 5 and what are they worth? Well, I'm going to show you how they're going to be worth, okay? On your telephone, there's a 1 here. On your telephone, there's a 3 here. On your telephone, there's a 7 here. On your telephone, there's a 9 here. The total is 20. You both cross through the center. The total is 25. But you cross through that center twice. So although you don't see it because it's hidden, that's the reason your phone number has 3 numbers, and then 4 numbers. Do you know what the 4th number is? It's 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th number on the below is 3, 2, 1. That's all it is. It's a reverse. It reconnected. It retaped the world. 1, 2, 3 overlaps each other. And you know why? Because October is the 10th month. 1 plus 0 is 1, January. November is the 11th month. 1 plus 1 is 2, February. 1 February with 30 days, 1 February with 28 days, total of 58 days. Jupiter and Neptune. Sometimes 59 days, Jupiter and Pluto. And then March and December. March is the 3rd month. December is the 12th month. Falling into 3 category. 1 plus 2 is 3. Alpha, beta creation. So we've got 6 months a year that are doubled up. And we have 6 months a year that are free. And they are free during the period of été. You ever hear that in French? Été, it means I was there. But French to English, it means summer. It doesn't matter what anybody else tells you. This is between me and you watching. Just believe what I tell you, but don't ask anybody else. Take this into your own world for yourself. You must be alone sometimes. You have to focus from within what you see. It's okay to hear on the outside, but it's what you see of what I do that you can also see on the inside, because it's pretty simple. Just as long as I don't do this. You see, when I do this, I'm making a position of the female. And when I do this, I'm making the position of the male spirit. Why? Because your hands are in the angle of creation. Okay? Delta. However, shapes are made from any kind of Sanskrit, any kind of soapstone, to any kind of Merle stone from any age in the past, you will be able to figure it out if you just can contort it to dots and numbers. Then we'll connect the lines knowing how the dots are. Which world are we in? No matter what world we are in, we will create, okay, diamonds. Diamonds will give us all the coordinates, and they'll give us the coordinates within coordinates. We can make big diamonds, and we can make smaller shaped diamonds without distorting the picture at all. And then obviously crossing through the diamonds and stuff. As you saw, I put my hands up, but every time your feet walk, you know what I'm saying? Your knees cross, eh? And your feet are walking like this. You're going on the toe to heel, to toe to heel, to toe to heel. You're jumping over. You're jumping over the arch, the H of heaven all the time. Okay? You really never get a chance, okay, for anything to pass between your, like between your feet. And hold on a second, let me see if I can fix this here. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, let me see. Okay. These are my feet. Okay, you see my feet? Look at the way they're sitting. Okay. Which position? See the way my foot is now back behind me? Number 7 position. Okay. The other one's on the other side, right? Now look in the middle. There's a V. Okay, look at that. That's all you have to capture on the screen is know the V is there because it's the valet. Okay, which means the jack. It means the two parts that connect. Okay, so now you have it over here. You see the edge of the chair from here to here? You see the angle, the straight part on the chair that goes over to the next? That would be the crown. If you would have a child, the neck point connective joint right here for the neck and the head would be right here. And then the crown is right here. So you have the crown. So if you ever looked at a card, I don't know if I have these cards here. I flipped some of these cards. There are these cards. Come on, give me a jack or something. I can't even get a jack when I see the cards. Give me any picture. Ah! There you go. Hold on a second. You see the angle of his crown and those 3 things in it? If I hold it this way, okay, can you not see it saying 2-5 and 2-5? Can you hold on a second? I have to do this for you, okay? I have to do this for you. I don't know if it's going to show up now. You see the crown? I don't even... Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Let's go. Let's see if we can find it. No, I gotta open this up. Okay, do you see it now? Do you see it now? You see number 2 up at the top and number 5 at the bottom? Do you see the 5 and the 2 in there? 2, 5. You see the 5 right there? And then you see the 2. Okay? And you're talking and you're asking, so what do the Mayans know? 52, 25. Like, what the hell can the Mayans know? Hey, they can't know nothing. They just put it on the goddamn deck of cards. In every single deck you'll find around the world, it'll always show you the same thing. The design will be a little bit differently, and it's there, and it says the Mayan 52. It's the jack. It's the 10th letter, but it's the 11th card, 21. Jack in himself is 21, but he needs to join himself to be 21. So he's only 10 and 10. So he needs 1 ace up your ass in order to connect into this world. Now you got your real 21. So Jack comes out of the game and he presents himself as an ace of diamonds. He shoves himself up your butt, Okay, and now you're all connected to the world, to the other part of, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. I can't think. I got to go to the bathroom. You see, you stop thinking. So you go to the bathroom and you start to think. Because the reason you went to the bathroom is because the old information is stuck in you. You got to get rid of it. If you don't get rid of it, you're going to block the pipes, and the energy's coming in. You won't be able to take because you won't feel good. So you won't be able to talk to the other part of who you are. So once you go to the bathroom and clean yourself up and you feel fresh and you wash your hands and your face and you get out and you feel like a whole new being, it's like, you know what? Now that you're finished, you sit down a second time, but the second time you take out a book. All of a sudden, a guy who hasn't read a newspaper for 3 years goes to the bathroom. The first thing he does, he's all excited to open the newspaper. It's like a cocaine trip sitting. That's why they give you white tissue, and it's always got that mousse. Everybody figures like cocaine's sitting on the toilet bowl. You see, that's why the girls have to sit down to do everything. You know what I'm saying? They get another cocaine trip sitting down there. They sit down there for both of them or one of them all the time. They get to think more than men. No wonder men are out to lunch sometimes. I think it's all about sitting on the seat. The woman sits on it all the time. And they say the women are brighter than men because they're the sun. Wait a second, how can a son be a daughter if she's on the line? That's right, she's on the clothesline, hanging out in the sun. What do you think the women put up the clothes in the clothesline? Because it's the sun. Hey, what's going on up there? So where were we? Not that Jack even thought of it. Do you know why? Because listen to this. In the first set of 10, okay, in which omega is before alpha because it's a void. It's almost like this. Listen to this. You want to go onto the highway. You have a car. Here's your car on the highway. Now this is your car and you're in the parking lot, okay? Okay? But no, this is the car. This is the car because it looks more like a car. It's driving around markers. So it's a colorful car. Let's call it Herbie 53. So it wants to go out onto the road, but if it goes straight, it drives into the ditch on the other side or there's a brick wall. So it can either turn right or it can turn left. So if it turns right, it makes an outside of the parking lot and it designs the letter that way. If it turns left, it goes out of parking lot, designs the letter that way. So I turned right and I created the English alphabet. I turned left and I was on my way back home to Aleph. I went left because the Hebrews start writing on the right. So I went left. So when you study the Hebrew world, you know you came from the left, you got to go back to the right. But if you're way back home from this world out here back this way, you have to turn to the left. Which world did you come from is which alphabet you're going to follow. And it works for everybody because everybody talks. If you can talk and you can add from 0 to 9, it's perfect. Because I have a new addition to my equation in this, and it's like this. 38 plus 24 equals 3 and 5. The answer is 53. I'm only counting the own category. Okay. Now, if I count the own category, what I should actually be counting is stopping at 7. Do not pass 7. Do not pass 7. And do not pass. Do not pass 7. Do not pass 7. Do not pass 5. Do not pass 5. Do not pass 3. Pass 1 and 1. Okay, where was I? What was I doing? I want a cigarette. Does anybody mind if I smoke? Have we started this video? Does anybody know that's watching this? This is a movie. I'm making something up. I'm telling a story that actually doesn't exist in this world. Okay. Oh yeah, I was telling you to the right and to the left. Because that happened to me today. I was driving out of a yard and I says, oh my God, if I go straight, I go right into the woods. I have to go left or right. So everything I do, it always comes back. It's what you do. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay, let's go over one thing right now, okay? I don't know the final answer. I've really never sat down long enough for the final answer because I'm constantly learning, and when I get close to the final answer, right, the road opens again. And then I find new information. So every time I'm coming to the next level, the road opens again and shows me a new number. Road opens again and shows me a new way to do something. Because you can do, if you want to multiply, well, multiply the whole goddamn thing. If you want to divide, divide the whole thing. If you want to divide, I want to know why. Is there a line that's blocking, dividing, or separating? The lines that you will actually see the totality of are all the lines. They will show completely, okay, what they each do in each level. Don't forget, in some levels, right, although over here, let's say you'll start off with a D. By the time you get over here to Z, you've got 26 Zs in a row. Because that's the whole angle. Whatever happened before Z, okay, or whatever happened before the other one, you're always building up on it and moving one back. It's just another corridor. Another corridor, another corridor, another corridor. So you got you got D, and then over here you got another corridor, and another corridor, and another corridor, and you got to keep spreading it until you make the 360 degrees around this way and the 360 degrees around this way. And is that all we're going to talk about? I really didn't come here to talk about very much, except I was writing a note. Now I can't even find my mouse. Think my mouse ran away? I hate my mouse. It bothers me so much, I don't even know how to pick it up. Where's my mouse? Oh, there you are. Oh, my book. Oh, my keyboard. Oh, my God, it's all falling down. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that? Hold on a second. I still want to get my mouse. Okay, am I involved in this? Oh, I'm involved in this. Okay, that's it. That's it. I didn't like any part of it. Some of it. Well, I enjoyed part of it. I liked the part when I lifted my pencils and turned right. That's where the store was, where all the stuff was. Go to the store and see all the stuff. You see it and you look at all the stuff, and then you come home and say, wow, there's a lot of stuff at the store. So many things at the store. What do we need at the store? What do we have to do? What do we have to do? How do we switch money around? Do we actually, because right now, listen to the diversion I'm hearing in my head, is that people are talking all over the place, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver. And I'm trying to figure out why they're pushing it like this. What is going on? What is the next kind of takeover? They're trying to push silver. Is there something they really want? What do they want to take everything away from us so we have nothing and nowhere to live? Then we have no choice to go to these camps. I mean, the government can do anything they want, you know. They can come in and look at your house and go, hey, you owe us $500,000. We're taking your house. They don't care. They don't think about us. They never did. They never did care about us. It's not about us. It's all about them. It's all about them, my friends. And I don't like to say this, but my head is right in the middle of the 7th gate. You see that? You see this here? You see this here? And you see this here? And you see that here? This is the corner for the 7th gate. You see this explosive bomb here? Here's the boat. At least you see half the boat. With all the Pontiacs. Bird. One way up, one way down. Into the world. Exit. The Mediterranean. The Baltic is here. Mediterranean is here. See the inlet over here where Turkey is? Okay. I designed this 7 years ago from a vision. Okay. I know it's not the greatest picture, but this over here, okay, and this part over here is Italy and Portugal and whatever it is. And here's that walk ramp to get on through onto the Vatican port, which is in the center over here. You see the triangle? He decides who goes up and down because he's the Pope, or at least he should have been the Pope. Well, anyways, right over here, we'd have basically the Suez Canal. Okay, you see the opening gate over here? You go in over here, and you come down here. And then there's the Nile River. But anyways, I didn't really come into this to say that. The reason I showed you the shape, because that's a W, it's also an M, but it's a W, it's also two V's at the same time. If you square it off, you will actually see 3 omega eggs come from the empty space, because what's in the space, that's the egg. The picture is the egg. That square above my head of the picture is the egg, okay? When you see the empty space, that's an egg, that's empty. There's nothing in the egg, but it's an omega. Why? Because it's the first and the fifth letter. The 15th letter is an O. So it would be the 15th letter, the first letter would be A. The fifth letter would be E, and the last letter would be O. So you have A, O, E. 1, 5 equals 6, or area 51. 6, O is 15, plus 6, 21. It takes 21 days for the egg to hatch. Today is the 7th. In 4 days from today, did you see? Did you see that? Did you see that? Look. See the hand it's in? Now watch. Watch. Okay? Watch. It's not in that hand anymore. It's in this hand. You know what I'm saying? It's in this hand. The eclipse. The transport, the energy. It's a game. We're inside a game. One planet passes the next. Everybody on here, or one whatever passes the next. Everybody on Earth says, wow, there's going to be an eclipse. The other one says, whoa, this eclipse we must study. Somebody else says something else. And I look at it and says, oh, if it's a game, I wonder what they did. I says, okay, for the first entry into our world, it'll take 8 days, which was about 10 days ago. The second entry has to come in as an egg. And from the first day of the eclipse till the egg hatches is on the 12th of June. And then we have to figure else, well, what else can happen in this life? Well, animals are born. You have to know everything that goes on in the world as you possibly can. So I chose something that everybody can actually know. Pregnancy. Okay? 438. All right, okay, let me take the call. Hello? Hello? It's who? Oh, yeah. Well, what's up? Yeah. Okay, no problem. Okay, oh, I can't believe that's so sick. Hey, oh my. Oh, no problem. I'm there. I like this. Oh yeah, you gave me something to do. Thanks. Wow, thanks. I'm really happy now. I'm very happy. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Oh my God. Oh my God. Somebody needs me. That's like I lost my phone for 2 weeks, and I had a couple of phone calls, but they were all collection agencies. What can they be collecting? What can they collect? What can they be collecting? Now that I lost my place with you guys and I don't know where I was. Wow. Yes, the animals. After the egg hatches, the cat and the dog, it comes. She reigns. 26 letter and 24 letter count. 26 and 24 is 50. The 5 pass and 10 times 50. You have the 8 heaven. Why is the 8 heaven? Because the 8 is 2 O's, right? And where are the O's? Well, inside the H, where you see the openings, that's where the eggs go. It's like 2 eyes. So this is the 2 worlds. It is the H heaven, and it is of Omega. H2O. Pretty simple, eh? Omega is God's sperm. Okay? And the eggs he created from what came from the land that we seed, what came from the universe. He used that to see what he can make. So the question comes again, the animals. So now from 8 days From 3 days to 8 days to 21 days, now over to 66 to 69 days and 114 days. Okay, so the 21st day is June 12th. Isn't that funny? The 21st day is June 12th. The 6th month, 12, 21, same thing, right? Isn't it funny the way it always works out that way? So that would be 12 and 6 is 18. So that is actually something is going to make a passage. A 1 is going to make a passage because it's a 1 dot that will surround 8, an octagon. So what was stopped is now going. S and G, 26. Now the next one would come at 45 to 49, 45 to 48 days later. Would be the dog and the cat. Now if we're talking about the egg, okay, 5th letter, 7th letter, 7th letter, all in the first division. You notice that? Egg is all in the first division. A to G. After that, that's it. It stops on G because H and I finishes the row, and that's in the heaven of the I birth, or it's not there. The 7 doesn't go really to H and I. It just does a service. Okay, so this would total to 19. Egg says 19, the one spirit of birth. 1 plus 9 is 10. Is Jack 10. Ja. June. June. This will end up saying June at the end. It will say June 4th. Do you know why it'll say June 4th? Remember I showed you the J, right? Remember I showed you the J? Doesn't that look like a J? At 4? The 4 and the J are the same. The 1, the 7, and the 4 are the same. They either fit or they don't fit. When they don't fit, they make a new design. When you design one image over another image, it'll make an image. And whatever you get from pieces and parts from that image, you must look at your letters now and see if any of these letters need these pieces or parts. That's how it happens. Just, it's basic. You know what I'm saying? We have a couple of hundred different items mixed into a couple of hundred different equations, coming up to a simple answer of how did we get here? Oh, well, got on bus number 6, waited for the 9 at the corner, but number 2 and number 3 were just not getting along. So when number 2 and 3 got along, they sang that song, and into 4 I went. And from 4 where I was, okay, they transmitted my brain into number 6 again, to where I connect to 5, just like I connected to 5 before, but I connected to 5B4, now I connect 5 to 6. 5B4, 5 to 6. How I made it from 3 to 4. It is the mind. I went from 5 to 4. Oh, I marked a number 2. I was supposed to mark T and O. But if I mark T and O instead of 2, now I'm screwed. Because this says 5 plus omega, and omega is valued at 15. So we'd have to put 15 up there now. So it'd be 5 plus 15 is 20, plus 4 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6. O, 1, S. S, O, S, I, S, L, O, T, S, L, O, T, S. The slots. We started with this. Read it backwards. S, L, O, T, S. The slot machines, my friends. Part of the mind. Just because you said from number 2 and 4, from 5 to 2 in his own means plus, and the O is the omega, which means 15. And then you go back to the last number, which is 4. But if you don't want to put that 4, all we have to do to that 4 is turn it into a jack, because you know when I turn it upside down, it's going to be a jack anyways. So now we turn it into a jack. So now we're going to go down and play Jack slot machines and see what goes on. Which Jack and which Jack is going to get which face? Which is actually whose face? Which would be me or my face, which is I. I is me, and it's my face. So now I have an ITS face, which is a transmission into the I world spirit, ITS. It actually, at the end, will say stilts. The stilts. It always builds the stories. As long as it gives you two numbers and you know which area you are at, you can continuously go on to the next one, just like you wrote a sentence, put a period on it, and continued on to the next sentence. It's just constantly saying something because this is what I know. It's what you know. Eventually, what you know, as long as you keep driving up and down and up and down and up and down that highway, whatever you know will expand. You will see something that you usually don't see. Now you will know something different. And at the same time, somebody else in this world will learn something different. And the two of you that found the same thing will eventually meet in thought. And as you grow, not even knowing, you grow because you believe in what you have visioned, what you have seen. That is why you grow. And we grow and we expand and we seem to feel we know more. But we never want to stop because there's always something, another piece missing until we come together as one and bust the other side and bring all from that is below to be a little bit just over sea level. Might not be just good enough, but good enough right now. So if you have face Jack, okay, the thing about face, okay, sixth letter, 1 and 5 is 6. First letter, third letter, fifth letter, spells face. Okay. Once you got face, 1, 3, 5, it equals 9. The angle of the 5 key over towards the 9 creates the letter Q, which is the omega inside. This angle, if you put it on your telephone, it will cover positions 1, 5, and 9. This over here. 1 is inside the egg. How do I know 1 is inside the egg? Look at these. Even numbered cards, right? Nothing in the center. Here you go. 7th gate. There's the first one. There's 1 down here. And now there's 1 up here. Then it would be the 8 card. That's the way it works. So anyways, what happens over here now is that the 1, okay, the 1 that is in the middle, he's in the middle. Everything, this is it. This is the whole thing. This and this. Putting 2 of these on top of each other, right, would be this. And there you go, alpha, omega. But you need his walking sticks. Always need his walking sticks. So you got to have 1 walking stick here and 1 walking stick here. Okay. Now he's got his H, his I, his X, just about whatever. You got the omega, you got alpha because it crosses over the X. The X is supposed to be a little bit longer than this. Okay, whatever it is, it makes just about every single letter in the alphabet by addressing 1 more line. You're allowed to have 3 lines. 2 must be on an angle, and 1 must be either up and down, okay, north-south, or 1 east-west. That's what you're allowed. If you want to calculate totalities of things, you put both east, west, and north, south together because man stands. Okay, he stands as 1. That man only misses 3 all the time because he's always 1/4 of something. He's all of he and 1/4 of something else. That's it. Be fair and square when you cut up a pie or a pizza. When you order a small, how many times do they cut it? For the number of inches that they cut your pizza, for the number of slices you have, has something to do in how this world and this universe is split up. The pizza is not just a pizza. It's another element, another tool to show us how everything took place on this planet. And there's nothing you can leave out, absolutely nothing. Oh, you know what the best thing is? When you find a cigarette, you know, just part of it left, but just enough to smoke because really you don't want to smoke anymore. You really want to go out and like spend money on cigarettes. Even if I had all the money in the world, I mean, it's not a real, at least I don't see it that way. I mean, some people can go see it that way, but so far with the results that I've seen, I mean, cigarettes kill. I don't care if life kills. But, and another thing is, I have this funny feeling that when we are in the other world, I think we take baths, okay, in nicotine, just to get high and to keep our mind working, because otherwise there's no way to work. How do you imagine if we went back to heaven, but for the first 21 days, there's no way to work? The only way to work is to exercise. And the only way to exercise is you jump into a bath, okay, of honey, okay, nicotine, honey, nicotine, and you just jump into that bath. A little bit of oil, sure, oil from the Baltic and the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so anyways, the word face, okay, that I was talking about, okay, is 135. The angle of this line is 135 degrees. The angle, okay, of 7 to 7th gate would be 135 degrees, would be 135 degrees the other way. But between this two, there's 90 degrees. And that's your birth, the 90. That's your 90 right here. 90 degrees. It creates the letter L. Creating the letter L, it creates number 3. When it creates the 3, you create the E backwards, showing once you have 3, then you got 1 in each world. And that's the way you get 135 and your birth. But I'm not finished with this yet. Okay, I'm not finished with that yet. There's so many things. The ship, she's coming. The ship, she's coming. Oh my God. I want to see some stuff sort of, you know, I'm a sadist, I guess, because I want to see what's going on. Things are going to start to go a little bit faster. I just feel it because I want it to go faster. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go a little bit faster. But it's almost like nothing's happening at all. But there is something happening. There must be something happening. If I'm writing a book that something must happen, then something will happen. And it's happening now, and I feel it. What is it? 5 more days. We were talking about animals. Okay. 45 days. Okay, after the chicken lays her egg, okay, and the baby comes out, it's a dog and the cat, okay. The name egg shows 19 days, okay, but in cat and dog it shows 50 days, but the birth is between 66 and 69, and the numbers of the difference of days is under 50. That would be July, the end of July. Something this week, like by the weekend. I don't know, 10, 11. Anyways, and then after that, it's the cycle, the full cycle of 3s, which is 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days, which is the pig's pregnancy. And the 114th day is September 15th. And this is all based on, I don't know if you caught the beginning of it, because I just zoomed through things. This is all based on what you saw and what you didn't see when the eclipse came and went. In how much time? 15, 20 minutes? Perfect for the cycle. Because what has to happen is, when the eclipse comes, you got to watch when you jump, because you don't want anybody down here to see you. And then when the eclipse passes through, okay, just before it ends, a minute or two before it ends, you can't jump. Again, for the same reason. So you lose the beginning and the end. So what the actual time for the jump, okay, over from one dimension to the other dimension took X number of times. I didn't study this. I will go into it if somebody says something to me, because there's some reason right now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't want this to go away. I don't want this to go away. So let's finish up with face. I'm not going to do the rest of the pregnancy bit. I'll do it another time. F-A-C-E, totals of 9, plus the 6 for face is a total of 15. F-A-C-E, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus F is a 6th letter, 15 omega. Jack equals 25. Jack equals 25 because it's the 2 and the 5 key. Man gets the 1 and the 5 key. Do you notice that man's face has no planet except for Jupiter? It mentioned Jupiter twice, between 1 and 2. And then the total is 40, and that mentions Mars. But that mentions 4, 0, omega. So 4 becomes 19, making it spirit, because the 0 has a value of 15, because it's supposed to be 3 numbers. Because remember the deal? 1. If you have 2, there's not without 3, because it runs in 3. 7, 8, 9 run together. 1, 2, 3 run together. 4, 5, 6 run together. 1, 4, 7 are not the same. 2, 5, 8 are not the same. They run in sequence. 3, 6, 9, there's only one of them. So you have 40. So now what we can do is the opposite of 40, okay, is 60. Now if you spell the word for, it's 60 points total value. Anyways, just let's count the numbers. 1 plus 5 is 6, equals to an F. 5 plus 2 is 7, which equals to a G, F and G. Game face. And the spirit of 76 is the game face. Oh no! When does the game start? It's already begun. Oh, I want to choose who I want to be. I want to be the dog. Oh man, you can't do that, man. What you smoking? What do you mean? I want to be dog. You can't be that, man. Look in the mirror. Look. Yep. Oh, that's me. That's the face they gave me in this game. Wow, that's me. Oh, cool, man. Wow. When do we get to play? Hey, man, you stoned or something? We're already in the game. This is it. You're 50 years old already, don't you know? Part of your game is half over. Oh, maybe there'll be extra innings. Hey, man, we're not playing with innings. This is a soccer match, man. You get a few extra minutes, you know? It gets down to, what, the 90-something minute of age in your time. How long is soccer? 90-something minutes, which is your birth, 9x soccer. And the minute you touch somebody on the field, you get a penalty. Soccer and birth. Hey, man, what went on? Oh, you still doing that video? Why don't you stop doing that video? What are you doing that video for? Come on, man. We got to tell everybody about the Earth, man. What do you mean about the Earth? I'm not on Earth. We're still on the planet. What planet are you on? What? I'm on Earth. He said he's on Earth, and I say I'm on Earth. You know what? Maybe Earth is the electronic world. No. Mars is the electronic world. It's got 2 moons. Number 4 planet, 2 moons. I think, is it the 3rd largest planet? I mean, 2, 3, and 4? 23 in number 4? Delta 2 is just the energy that comes in, and 8. But the primary of all is, you see, when number 4 came to be a 4 in this world, he was a 2 and 2, 4. Man is a 6. He is a 2, 2, and 2, 6 in this world. You can't do it any other way. Every position gets a 2. The bottom position, below the 5, gets a 2.5 because it's in between. So it gets a 5. And the 2 gets 4 times when it goes to the bottom row. And that makes an 8. Why 4 times? Because there's 4 corners to the furthest point. 2 to the left, and 4, 2 to the right, 6, and 8. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Who do we create? Appreciate. So, I wish I knew where my cigarettes were. Okay. So they gave me a game face, and they gave me a game. What game is it? It's all the games. But where can we start? Start on go. Well, what do you mean start on go? Look down at the board. It says in French, flèche, which means arrow. But flesh is fleshier skin for one who doesn't understand. So I guess it's a good place to start. But don't get me wrong. When it says visiting jail, that position is actually number 1. Monopoly. I mean, when you start on Monopoly, okay. I'm going to show you. You're starting on J. J-A-I. You're starting on I have 10. Go is minus from here. Do you know why? This is supposed to be number 7, actually, okay? Anyways, I shouldn't even get into that right now. At 40 minutes, I shouldn't get into that. All I'm going to say is Monopoly board, if you take a look at it, number one word would be visiting jail, okay? And just try and figure out that one triangle, 20 spaces from visiting jail into one world, or 20 spaces the other way, you both go to jail. So once you hit visiting jail and you're 20 away from each, your dice count dots, okay? Every dot has a value of 5, but when you roll them, it only has the value of the amount of dots. So anyways, let's leave it at this. So with the dog and the cat are at the end of July, 66 to 69 days, and it's just a really weird summer. And we have the big race, I think, coming up this weekend. And at 11:11 last night, I had a vision much earlier on in the day that something was going to, you know, just sort of have a passage. And it just so happens that the Devils won. And it just came, that was like the first thing on the news, like at 11:11, about how the Devils won. And the Devils, you know what, the way I see it like this, Los Angeles beat teams 1, 2, 3. And then they started the series 3-0. Now they lose one game because they have to have a little spirit. Because God will always lose one game. He has to lose. He wants to lose. Okay? But he only wants to lose one game. He only needs to lose one game to show the other team the taste of winning. And then he'll come back. So anyways, the series is like this. 3 games to 1 game. If LA wins, if Detroit, if the Devils win the next game, it'll be 3 for LA, 2 in a row for the Devils, and then come back to LA and make 2 wins in 1. Which means they won 3, the other team has won 2, now they won 1. It's a cycle, 3, 2, 1 equals 6. But the breaker of the last win gives you the win of the series. It's a 1-1 win. You win 1 game equals to 1 series. You move up a level. You win 1 game, but in that 1 win of that 1 game, it gave you that 1 series. It automatically gave you 4 games to 2 if it ends that way. 4 angel, the angle of delta, and the 2 world. 24 hours a day. 42, N-I-N-E, F-I-V-E, both equal 42. And that is a total of 84 or 48, which means God's heaven. Anyways, that's it. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you very much.